In 362 BC, across ancient China, borders were not etched in stone. They were redrawn by marching armies, with cities changing hands and populations caught between shifting powers. For decades, the mighty state of Wei dominated the central plains, seemingly unassailable. But on its western frontier, a smaller power, Qin, observed, planned, and waited. That year, they would strike a crucial border stronghold, the Six Gates. Welcome back to the History Atlas. Today, we unravel the intricate strategy and lasting impact of the Battle of Six Gates, a pivotal conflict that reshaped the balance of power and forged a new era in Chinese history. The Zhou dynasty's once unquestioned authority had long crumbled, leaving a profound power vacuum across ancient China. This was the Warring States period, defined by relentless rivalry and ever-shifting alliances, where the ambitions of regional powers dictated the destiny of millions. A pivotal moment in this fragmentation came in 453 BC, with the momentous partition of Jin. This ancient powerhouse fractured into three new, formidable states: Han, Zhao, and most notably, Wei. Wei quickly distinguished itself, leveraging its potent military and economic strength to establish clear regional dominance, often engaging its neighbors, Han and Zhao, in contests for strategic advantage. On Wei's western flank lay the state of Qin. Often dismissed as a peripheral, less civilized power by the sophisticated states of the Central Plains, Qin nonetheless controlled a fertile heartland and vital mountain passes, a strategic gateway eastward. This perception masked a formidable, emerging strength, fueled by fierce determination. This resolve became clear in 361 BC, just a year before the Battle of Six Gates, when Duke Xiao of Qin ascended the throne. He held a clear vision for Qin's future dominance, driven by profound ambition. Wei, confident in its established might, now faced a rising, disciplined challenge from this underestimated rival, signaling a new, volatile chapter in the struggle for supremacy across the fractured land. On the eve of this engagement, two distinct powers stood poised, each with contrasting philosophies and strategic postures. Qin, under its young and visionary Duke Xiao, was consolidating internally. Driven by military reforms and a nascent meritocratic system, policies whose intent was already palpable, Qin's forces were disciplined, fiercely loyal, and strategically oriented, hungry for territory and recognition. Their gaze fixed eastward, towards the Central Plains, fueled by a clear ambition for regional ascendancy. Conversely, Wei, while still formidable, presented a different picture. Boasting a well-organized army and experienced commanders like Prime Minister Gongsun Kuo, Wei had long dominated the Central Plains. Yet, its successes came at a cost. Its military might was stretched thin by ongoing conflicts on multiple fronts with states like Qi and Han. This expansive engagement fostered a degree of overconfidence, a false sense of security that masked the growing, focused threat from its western neighbor. Duke Xiao pursued a long-term vision for Qin's ultimate dominance, a calculated ambition. Gongsun Kuo, though capable, found himself largely compelled to an immediate defensive posture, reacting to Qin's burgeoning challenge rather than orchestrating a proactive strategic shift. The stage was set, not between opposing moral forces, but between focused ambition and a powerful, yet potentially overextended, assurance. On Wei's western frontier, bordering Qin, lay the strategic city of Shaoliang. Situated near the Yellow River, it served as a vital gateway, a crucial entry point from Qin's western territories into the fertile Central Plains. Shaoliang was not just a city, but a formidable fortified complex known as the Six Gates, a powerful network of defensive positions, not six literal entrances, transforming the area into an impenetrable bulwark. For Qin, controlling Shaoliang was paramount. It represented a strategic choke point, securing the Hangu Pass region and providing an indispensable bridgehead for any future eastward expansion into Wei's heartland. Its capture was a necessary precursor to Qin's broader ambitions. Conversely, for Wei, the Six Gates of Shaoliang served as an essential defensive bulwark, shielding its core territories from Qin's encroaching power. Holding this position denied Qin direct access and offered a valuable logistical hub for Wei's western forces. The immense challenge of assaulting such an entrenched position, balanced against the strategic advantages of its defense, made Shaoliang the inevitable focal point of military contention, where the immediate future of both states would be decided. Qin's primary objective extended far beyond merely occupying Shaoliang. Duke Xiao and his commanders sought to fundamentally dismantle Wei's western military capabilities, striking a lasting blow to its regional dominance. To achieve this, Qin avoided a straightforward, costly frontal assault, instead engineering a profound strategic misdirection. Their plan unfolded as a calculated maneuver. Smaller Qin forces were deliberately deployed to probe other points along the extensive Wei border. These were not genuine attacks, but carefully crafted diversions, designed to stretch Wei's defenses thin, draw their main contingents away from Xiaoliang, and sow confusion within their command by presenting multiple, seemingly disparate threats. The intent was to fragment Wei's attention and resources, creating a vacuum where Qin truly intended to strike. This intricate deception relied on extensive intelligence gathering and a shrewd understanding of Wei's military doctrine and likely responses. Qin's strategists meticulously anticipated how Wei's prime minister, Gongsun, might react to such widespread probes, allowing them to predict and exploit the inevitable repositioning of Wei's forces. Simultaneously, Qin's main striking force remained in disciplined concealment, patiently awaiting the exact confluence of events that would render Wei's western front vulnerable. This was a methodical and calculated risk. Every feint, every diversion, was a deliberate move in a grander strategy, designed to lull Wei into a false sense of security or draw them into a dangerously exposed position. As the pieces began to move across the ancient landscape, the tension of this carefully laid plan mounted, poised for its decisive execution. As Qin's initial probes engaged Wei's forward positions, Prime Minister Gongsun, perhaps confident in Wei's established military prowess and Xiaoliang's formidable defenses, committed his forces to a predictable counter. He responded by deploying his main western army to meet what appeared to be a direct, though ambitious, Qin attack. However, this immediate response played directly into Qin's calculated design. With Wei's attention fixed on the feigned threat, Qin's main contingent executed its precise, pre-planned maneuver. Operating with disciplined swiftness, these forces moved to envelop Wei's engaged lines, initiating a wide flank assault that bypassed Xiaoliang's direct fortifications. Their objective was not merely to engage but to isolate. Qin's disciplined ranks pressed forward, steadily severing Wei's lines of communication and compromising potential routes of retreat. The very terrain around Xiaoliang, with its intricate, 6 gates, defensive network, began to transform from a bulwark into a strategic trap. Wei's forces found themselves funneled and constrained by the fortifications intended for their protection, now facing Qin's relentless advance from an unexpected quarter. Gongsun command faced mounting pressure. His army's initial confidence slowly yielded to the stark realization of their precarious position as Qin's strategic net tightened. Each precise Qin movement shifted the balance, turning the engagement into a desperate struggle for Wei to avoid full encirclement. The true genius of Qin's strategy manifested not merely in deception, but in the meticulous tactical execution that followed. Their disciplined infantry, hardened by years of skirmishes, advanced with methodical precision. These forces were trained to hold ground under pressure and execute complex maneuvers, a hallmark of Qin's emerging military doctrine. While chariots offered speed in flanking movements and archers provided ranged pressure, it was the infantry's cohesion that truly exploited Wei's vulnerabilities. This disciplined advance allowed Qin to probe and exploit the inherent weaknesses within Wei's expansive 6 gates defensive network. Rather than a monolithic fortress, the complex comprised multiple positions, each requiring significant garrison. Qin's forces systematically sought out the seams in this network, cutting off retreat paths and isolating segments of Wei's defense. Wei's forces, drawn into the perceived primary engagement, found themselves in a perilous position. The very complexity of the 6 gates, designed for defense, now contributed to a logistical vulnerability, bottlenecking movements and isolating units. What began as confident defense rapidly transformed into disarray as Qin's strategic encirclement tightened. Prime Minister Gongsun, a commander of proven ability, faced an insurmountable challenge. His efforts to re-establish order and coordinate a coherent defense across a fragmented and outmaneuvered front proved unsuccessful. The strategic deception had led to tactical disintegration. The decisive turning point arrived when Qin's sustained pressure compromised a critical defensive position deep within the 6-gate system. This breach initiated a widespread command breakdown within Wei's ranks. With their lines of communication severed and internal positions outflanked, any organized withdrawal became impossible. Wei's strategic defense mutated into a desperate, fragmented struggle to merely extricate forces. In the ensuing strategic disarray, Prime Minister Gongsun himself was taken into custody by Qin forces. This capture represented not merely the loss of a commander but a profound blow to Wei's military and political leadership, signaling the unequivocal collapse of their western front at the Battle of Six Gates. The Battle of Six Gates concluded with a decisive victory for Qin. Wei's prime minister and commanding general, Gongsun, was captured by Qin forces. This outcome represented a significant political and military coup for the state of Qin. With the Wei command structure disrupted, Qin firmly established control over Shaoliang and the strategically vital Six Gates region. The immediate consequence for Wei was a substantial reduction in its western frontier military capacity. Numerous Wei forces were disarmed, and many personnel taken into custody, effectively diminishing Wei's ability to wage sustained campaigns in this critical area. This territorial expansion eastward marked a tangible and immediate shift in the border, signifying a new phase of Qin's ascendancy and the clear rebalancing of power in the warring state's landscape. The Battle of Six Gates definitively marked a profound turning point. It was Qin's first major triumph under Duke Xiao's ambitious reign, showcasing the state's burgeoning military capability and disciplined forces even before the full implementation of Shang Yang's renowned reforms. For Wei, the engagement proved a significant setback. The loss of Shaoliang and the capture of Prime Minister Gongsun severely compromised their western defenses and diminished their military prestige, contributing to the gradual erosion of their once dominant position. Shaoliang itself transformed from a formidable obstacle into a vital bridgehead for Qin, enabling future campaigns deeper into the Central Plains. This battle served as an undeniable indicator. The political map of ancient China was not merely shifting but poised for dramatic, violent realignment, with Qin positioned as the primary catalyst for unification. The Battle of Six Gates underscored the enduring power of strategic foresight and meticulous execution in shaping the course of empires. If you found this deep dive into ancient strategy compelling, remember to like this video. Subscribe to the History Atlas to relive these heroic pages of history, for more chronicles of ambition and conflict. And let us know in the comments which pivotal moment in history you'd like us to explore next.
If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to subscribe and join us for the next adventure.